Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a quick review slash my take on something that I've been using for about 3 weeks now. This Apple Magic or Apple iPad Magic keyboard. Thing's filthy right now because I do use it quite a bit. I wasn't really going to make a review on it or a review or my thoughts on it until two things. One thing that I haven't noticed anybody mention, or kind of a tip if you do have one of these and you're kind of having a problem finding a comfortable way to use it. And one thing that really bothers me about it, if it wasn't for the one thing that I did just find that I think is pretty cool that I haven't seen anybody else mention on their channels before, in their reviews, and it's such a simple thing. It's kind of stupid actually, but I've yet to see anybody mention it, and it is a big difference for what you do with it. So let me show you. Basically, if you're unfamiliar with this, this is a keyboard with a built-in trackpad, backlit, that just magnetically connects to the back of your iPad Pro 11 or 12.9. They make them for both, and it connects to these three little pins here that line up with the back of the iPad right here. And so it's pretty cool. It's easy. You can fold it down, and then if you look on the side, there's a USB-C jack right here, which you can use to charge. You can't use it for data transfer, but you can use it to charge. And then of course you've got your USB-C on the other side right here that you can use for everything else. But so the whole idea is, you've kind of got like a laptop type of experience here. You've got gestures, and of course it's not working right now. Why is it not opening? What did I just do? Huh. What is going on right now? Are we in some... Well, that's interesting. Never seen this before. You're seeing this too, right? My iPad is not allowing me to open. Okay, we can write a note. It's the first time I've ever seen this. Usually you swipe up to open. Huh. See what's going on here. Huh. I have yet to see this. I'm glad this happened while it was on camera. This must be some type of bug in the software. Well, let's try send me to my desktop. I have never seen this happen. Let's try restarting. What is going on in the world today? There we go. Let's let that boot back up. I have no idea what just happened. Great demonstration of this product. This is the bar that should be there to be able to swipe up, which you can also just swipe up that way. Let me put my passcode in. Okay, so back to where we were. Let's start start from the beginning again. So it's designed to use as like a laptop type experience. Use it on your lap, use it on your desk. Got a built-in trackpad that is backlit with the keyboard, and it doesn't have to charge or anything like that. So go ahead and open this up. And Face ID is not working now, right? What is going on? Okay, there we go. All right, so you use it in your typical way. You've got your your cursor, and let's just go to the internet. Just type Google search, and you can go ahead and scroll just like you would on a Mac. Which works really good. You've got 3-finger gestures to be able to go between different pages. You can swipe up. I think it's 3 fingers to get to that. Let me try that again. 3 fingers to get to your app switcher, which is really, really nice. This works really well. Let's start with the big negative that I don't like about it, and that is opening it, especially when you have the pencil involved. We'll just take it off for now because it's just going to fall when I do it. But we'll go ahead and close it. Most laptops, you've got a kind of a little grab handle or something to be able to lift up, and you can just kind of lift it with one hand. This is a 2-hand operation. There's no way that you are getting this open with one hand if you're doing something else with your other hand, or you're on the phone, or maybe I can, but you saw how difficult that was. You can't just grab it and lift up on it. It's kind of awkward. Another thing is it's kind of hard to tell when it's just sitting here. You might stick it down here and not realize it and go and lift up the wrong side, not knowing. And at that point, you're going to try to pick these 2 layers up, which is the bottom and the top, and then it's just going to disconnect from it, and then you've got it all. So you got to kind of make sure you got the right side. You do need 2 hands to open this thing up. Once it's open, it works really well. I've been very happy with it. Here is the one thing that I just noticed that I think is really cool. You've got all these different positions which we know about. You've got here, all the way down to here, and then from here it folds down. So this bottom section only goes to right there. It won't go back anymore, and then it flips to this section here. What I notice, using it like this on your lap, it wants to kind of lift the front of this keyboard up like this. It's kind of unstable. But what I did notice you can do, if you take this whole unit and push it down to the keyboard, okay, you can actually go all the way back and then push it straight down to the keyboard. It's just about right above the top of these numbers, which still works. It now is way more stable. You're able to use it this way, and it feels more like a laptop now. It doesn't have that pushback. Like if you have to push, you can see, like if I lift this up to where it is here and you push on it, the whole bottom wants to flip up. Push it down, and you can do different angles. You can even have it like this if you wanted, or that angle. It just kind of stabilizes the screen by resting it right on, kind of like how the old keyboard case worked. This is supposed to be a floating design. It's supposed to stay up like that, and that's how you're supposed to use it. But you can see how kind of wobbly it is. Just push down to get that extra click out of it from here, this part here, and now it's stable. Now let me show you if you're just kicking back. Say you've got it on your lap. Let me turn you over this way here. Hopefully you can see this. And say you're just sitting here using it on your lap like this, okay? And you'll see as you're touching the screen, straighten your legs out. This is very kind of wants to, even if you angle it toward yourself, this bottom, let's see if we can see this properly. This just kind of doesn't really have much weight here. It kind of wants to lean backwards. Okay? This little bit, pushing this down and angling it, makes the whole thing way more stable now. It does still lift up, obviously, but it's shifting the weight of the tablet forward a little bit and putting a little bit more weight right here, which actually makes it really, really nice to use on your lap. like for lappability, push this down so it's touching the bottom, and like this is great. It's so much better. I've been using this, like I said, I think for about 3 weeks now. I've never done that. I've just always used it like this, and I just noticed it's just kind of, you can see how it almost wants to flip right backwards like that. No matter what angle you do, it's still the same way. Especially if you're way back like that. But just the difference of pushing that down so it's making contact with the keyboard. Now you can see it doesn't want to flip backwards near as bad. So that little shift in weight is kind of a nice thing. And the other time when I noticed it the most, or noticed it first, that was very important. I use this in my truck for billing for landscaping, and I stick it on my center console, in the armrest area in the truck. And if you're driving down the road, or it's just sitting there like that, the screen is kind of a little wobbly like that. It's kind of bouncing around. Even if you're not using it, it's just sitting there. The thing's kind of like bouncing around a little bit. Just by pushing that down, so it's making contact with the keyboard now, that gives it so much more stability. So in the truck, I actually bring it all the way just like that, and it's the perfect angle for when you're sitting to go ahead and do what you need to do. So I just wanted to share that with anybody who, it's a stupid thing. It may seem obvious to you, but I know in the first 3 weeks that I used it, up until today, I never thought of doing that. I never even really thought it was an option. When you open this up, it's designed so this bottom part of the hinge goes all the way back to a stop, and then it flips open that. So with you making no adjustments, that's just the way it's going to stay. It's going to stay above it. But just by pushing that back down and giving it that extra stability, huge difference. So I just want to share that with you guys. Hopefully it helps somebody out. Other than that, this keyboard's been great. I've been very happy with it. It's not cheap. $350 for the iPad 12.9 and $299 for the 11-inch iPad Pro. But it does work with, you can see I have the older 2018 iPad Pro. It doesn't have the 4-camera setup, or 3 cameras, or however many there are, but it works fine with this, as well as the newer ones. And all I used to use in the past was just the the Apple Folio, which I still use on occasion. If I know I'm not going to be using the keyboard and I'm just going to use it as a tablet, it just takes a second or two to flop it over into that, and then you've got a much thinner setup. And you've also got your built-in stand if you're just going to set it up to watch a movie or something like that. So between these two cases, pretty much gives me all of the different situations that I might be using it. Now we have the camera open. But that was interesting, that little screw up at the beginning there. I don't know what was going on. The home screen just didn't want to load. That bar was missing. So I'll have to, maybe it's a bug in the operating system. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps somebody out, and have a good one.